Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for more than a half of technical difficulties. We thank you for your patience and joining us here for girls high school basketball here on the WBCB Sports Network. I'm your play-by-play guy, Rob Gilmore, joined by our color analyst and cameraman, Nick Gallagher, and as well as our video engineer, Tyler Hoover. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties that cost us the entire first half of play and some of the third quarter. We get to you with the Pennsbury Falcons out to a 38-5 lead over the Truman Tigers. Truman held to just 1 point in the first half, as the Falcons able to extend the lead to 40-5. And a game that has, Nick, this game has just been absolutely dominated on both ends of the court by Pennsbury.
Yeah, Robin, Pennsbury coming into tonight only giving up 30 points per game, and they've been stifling from the start and really keeping Truman off balance and just not in their groove, and they've been all over tonight.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We thank these sponsors for making today's game possible. They're the Trentonian, Jammer Doors and Windows, Di Lorenzo's The Berg, Peruzzi Automotive Group, and the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. As we have a timeout on the floor, the score, the Falcons leading Truman by a score of 40-5. Don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online at trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week is the Trentonian. So that first half that we missed due to technical difficulties, you can get caught up on all that action by checking out tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Jammer Doors and Windows is a fourth-generation, family-owned and operated business since 1920 with showrooms in Lawrenceville and Yardley. Jammer provides sales, service, and installation of garage doors and openers, featuring Rainer garage doors, both steel and aluminum. Rainer garage doors are crafted for durability. Jammer also has entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows, and they do their own work and installation using no subcontractors. Visit their showroom at 2850 Brunswick Pike, Business Route 1 in Lawrenceville. Their Yardley showroom is open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. Jammer Doors and Windows, 101 years of quality and commitment, and A+ Better Business rated Bureau rated. As the Tigers inbound it, they're looking to get something going offensively, as a layup attempt no good, rebounded by Pennsbury. The Falcons quickly pushing it up the court, and now slowing things down as we reach the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. Falcons with a comfortable 35-point lead in this one, and they're content to just run some clock here and work it around the perimeter. And now posting up, backing down, spinning, and fouled on the way up. A travel called on Danielle Sherman. That'll be a turnover by Pennsbury.
Well, Rob, since we didn't get to talk too much during pregame, Pennsbury had a very successful weekend down in Washington, D.C., coming away with 2 victories against a school from Maryland and from Brooklyn, New York. Sophia Fatucci was MVP in the first game on Saturday, and Sunday they had a nice win over, I think it was Bishop Loughlin from Brooklyn, New York, 40-35. So Pennsbury in a tough game there, but they've looked really successful early on this season so far. It was in a tough game against the rival Neshaminy last week. We were here for that, came down to the wire, and Nevaeh Dash hit a corner 3 for that game winner. And they're kind of getting in an early season groove, which Coach Frank Sciola was kind of still figuring out the rotations about a week ago, but it seems to be everyone finding their place and their role today. They have a busy schedule coming up for the rest of the month of December, and good game tonight so far for them on all cylinders.
Yeah, Nick, they've really had a lot of success in their first 4 games, especially on the defensive side of the ball, being able to shut down their opponents, winning some low-scoring games, and we're seeing more of that here tonight. They put up 40 points, but they've held Truman to just 5 points so far in this game. And they look to extend their lead here as Gilchrist, she moves the ball over. Now driving the pump fake, and now driving to the basket. Layup attempt is blocked. Loose ball fought for, recovered eventually, and a whistle is blown.
Well, you see that, Robbie just mentioned defense for Pennsbury, and we talked about, or I just briefly mentioned when we came on the air here, how they've been holding opponents to about 30 points per game, and right there, that's the kind of things they're doing. They're getting the girls are putting themselves in good situations which are able to create scuffles and loose balls. And that's something that Coach Frank Sciola has always done as a head coach. He's really emphasized defense. This was almost set to be a quote, retooling year, not necessarily a rebuilding year after losing Ava last year to graduation. And now they have a good group of senior leadership in Nevaeh Dash and Sophia Vitucci, who have been early on so far learning their leadership roles and coming into it little by little each game here.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned that the kind of scrappy play has kind of been their calling card over the years, and we're seeing a lot of it tonight. They're diving after loose balls. They're recovering all the rebounds, getting a lot of second chance opportunities. Just not a lot of pretty basketball, but a lot of really good scrappy hustle, if you will.
Right. Yeah. And that's just what this SOL conference is really all about when it comes down and concludes at the final year. Those scrappy teams are always at the top of the standings and looking down at everybody else.
So the Falcons will inbound it. That's Neve Davis on the baseline as we're waiting on the referees here. And the Falcons set to inbound it. Getting it down low, an easy layup attempt, up and in. Danielle Sherman able to convert. It's a 42-5 game with 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And air ball by the Tigers, and quickly Pennsbury pushing it up. Layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by Truman. And Truman with 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. A driving shot off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by the Falcons. Are going to have a chance for one last shot here. They got to get it off. And time is going to run out on the third quarter. The score, Pennsbury 42, Truman 5, as we head to the final quarter of play here at Pennsbury High School. We'll be back with that final quarter after a word from our sponsors here on the WBCB Sports Network.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Jefferson Health has been serving Northeast Philadelphia and Bucks County for more than a century. Their Frankfort, Torresdale, and Bucks Hospital locations are there for you with primary and specialty care, emergency care, and of course, inpatient care. Wherever you live, work, or play, Jefferson Health is there with exceptional care. Jefferson is where you are. Call 1-800-JEFF now to schedule an appointment or visit jeffersonhealth.org.
We're back here at Pennsbury High School, a 42-5 lead for the Falcons over the Truman Tigers as we get ready for the fourth quarter. The final 8 minutes here at Pennsbury High School, a game in which the Falcons have dominated from the very beginning, scoring the first, I believe, 29 points of this game. And Truman now with possession, and a turnover goes out of bounds off of Pennsbury, so it'll go back to the Tigers.
Now, the Tigers haven't won a game this season, but they've been in all 3 of their games. They're 0-3 on the year. They just came off a loss against Delco Christian just on the other day, on Sunday, and they lost by 10 there, but they put up 42 points, and tonight they're a little bit struggling. So I know it's still early in the year, but they're trying to find their footing. Truman wasn't able to kind of catch Delco Christian in the second half. They kind of ran away with it, so the score is a little bit worse than it looks. But Truman's been in their games this year. Just having one of those off nights at this sport can be sometimes cruel in a game in the middle of December.
And another pass deflected. A layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by the Falcons, and they'll quickly push it up the court. And slowing things down and getting things settled as we're down to about 6.5 minutes to play here in the final quarter. And the Falcons in no rush, and what looked like a foul there, not called by the referees. Ball picked up by the Tigers. The layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by Pennsbury, and they're going to quickly push it up the court. And going in for the easy layup is Olivia Gilchrist. That pushes the lead to 39. It's now a 44-5 score in favor of Pennsbury. Truman at this point just looking to get a little bit of offense, something that they can hang their hat on that'll give them a little bit of confidence going forward.
Yeah, they got the Chamonix on Friday night for them, a home game for them, and that'll be a big test for them. And they're definitely going to have to flush this game and move on to that very quickly here tonight. That
shot off the mark, rebounded by the Falcons. And across the timeline, getting things settled is Presley Foote. She drives to the basket. Her layup attempt is up and good. Nicely done by Presley Foote. As we're closing in 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, a 46-5 game. And Truman now looking to get someone open offensively, having trouble doing so, and the ball knocked out of bounds.
That's been the story pretty much, Rob, all night before we came on the air here. Truman offense has just gotten nothing going. It's stalled. Pennsbury's defense has been all over pretty much as soon as each player touches the ball, and they're getting in front of those passing lanes and kind of deflecting passes, making it tough for Truman just to get passes off to one another.
And another pass deflected and a whistle blown.
A prime example right there, right on cue.
That's a foul called against the Falcons. Excuse me, against the Tigers. Foote with the basketball in the corner. She stops, she gives it up. Jump shot long, 2 on the way. Nicely done by Izzy Ruda. A smooth jumper there, nothing but net. As the Falcons continue to widen the margin, and now they force another turnover. And driving to the basket, layup attempt no good. Rebound. The follow-up by Olivia Gilchrist makes it a 50-5 game. And a shot is up and off the mark. Rebounded by Pennsbury. As Foot looks to get it across the timeline, she does. She drives to the basket. She pulls up. And cutting to the basket, a nice pass and knocked out of bounds. That was Neve Davis with the opportunity there.
Pennsbury averaging just about 47 points per game, already going over that average tonight. And at this point of the game, Rob, you just get other girls opportunities, go down the bench in the lineup, and it's good to see what you have of your coach Frank Sciola here and see what girls can play and plug and be well and have a chemistry on the court together.
As Presley Foot's inbound pass went off the backboard, recovered by Truman. And the kick ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. With 2:20 to go, and the running clock now with the 50-5 score. And there's a layup up and good. Aaron Bond puts 2 points on the board for the Tigers. And Foot now, nice move, nice drive to the basket, beautifully done by Presley Foot. And a long three on the way, off the mark. Rebounded by Pennsbury. And they hand off to Foot, who's had an excellent game. Definitely a candidate for our Italian People's Bakery Player of the Game. As the Falcons in no rush now, under a minute to go. And they might just try to run out the clock here, get it off the Foot. She gets it back out. And now cutting to the basket. And the Falcons still possessing the ball, down towards 30 seconds to go here in regulation as they look to close this one out. And a foul called against Truman with 20 seconds to go and still the running clock. So that'll just about do it for this one. As we're down under 10 seconds now, they get the ball in and they're just going to run the clock out. It's going to be a 52-7 win for the Falcons over Harry S. Truman. As the Falcons remain undefeated, they move to 5-0 on the season. Truman falls to 0-3. We apologize again for the technical difficulties we endured during the first half. We thank you for joining us for the second half, as we will have a quick word from our sponsors and then we will wrap things up here on the WBCB Sports Network.
McCaffrey's Food Mart. Exceptional every day. Family owned and operated for over 40 years, McCaffrey's is part of your community and a very proud supporter of our local high schools. For true value on the freshest meats and produce to their own prepared food department, to everyday savings on your necessary items, McCaffrey's is exceptional every day. And it's in your neighborhood in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road, Yardley. The Villages of Newtown at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Bluebell, Princeton, West Windsor, and the best of McCaffrey's in Doylestown.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With electronic billing, you have control to see your bills whenever you want and enjoy the convenience of viewing and printing up to 13 months of your previous bills. Best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Whether you're just getting started, already well on your way, planning for your future, drafting your vision, growing toward greatness, or finding that dreams really can come true. Whatever your next steps are, we'll be right here with you, just like we have been for 150 years. Start here, grow here, stay here. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow. Member FDIC.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
At Team Toyota, we're giving you everything you want this season. Like savings on new Toyota models with no markups above MSRP. You can reserve yours now. And selection with over 200 certified Toyotas and used cars for every budget. And check out our seasonal service specials that will save you both time and money. So let's celebrate the season at one of our 3 locations or at teamtoyota.net. And thank you for being part of the team.
The Gator, Jerry Blavitt, inviting you to come on by and experience true traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant at 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You're always welcome at the restaurant. I mean, it's like stepping back in time. You feel like you're dining in South Philadelphia or in New York's Little Italy restaurant. You can start the meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. You choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood, steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The restaurant is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private rooms are available for special affairs, plus we do catering. Remember, the Revere Restaurant, 609-882-6365. Again, that's 609-882-6365. Come on home and experience the true taste of Italy at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
A 52-7 victory for the Falcons over the crosstown rival Truman Tigers.
11.
And our Italian People's Bakery player of the game, Presley Foote, had some excellent plays on the defensive end. She had a couple buckets at the end. Also did a great job really kind of being the floor general. So Presley Foote, congratulations on being our Italian People's Bakery player of the game. And Nick, this is, as we said before, just a dominating win for the Falcons, perhaps their most complete effort of the season on both ends of the court.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they dominated, Rob, from pretty much start to finish, wire-to-wire victory for them. They came out aggressive, like I said, getting in the passing lanes and kind of disrupting the Truman offense, who just never got in sync, was never to get anything going offensively. And like you mentioned, Pennsbury was just in transition a lot, getting in those passing lanes and really disrupting them, and it really was a great team win. You had 9 of the 12 girls on the roster score at least 2 points. You mentioned Presley Foote will be our player of the game, and sometimes it's not so much how many points a player scores in a game, and she only had 4 points tonight, but she really did a little bit of everything for them. And Sophia Vitucci led all scores with 11 points, so congrats to her, and a good team win for Pennsbury, who has not an easy road coming up ahead of the next couple games.
Yeah, up next for the Falcons is a game with Lansdale Catholic. That's on Saturday, and then they've got Council Rock South on Tuesday and Council Rock North next Thursday, so schedule gets a little bit tougher for them. Meanwhile, For the Truman Tigers, they are away at Neshaminy on Friday night, and then they return to action at home on Wednesday against Council Rock South. So the road doesn't get any easier for them either, but certainly for Pennsbury at least, just an excellent way to start the season at 5-0 and just a resounding win that'll give them a lot of confidence going forward tonight. And we'll have many of their games here on the WBCB Sports Network throughout the course of the season, so be sure to tune into those. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Jefferson Health, Revere Restaurant, BCWSA, McCaffrey Supermarket, St. Mary Medical Center, Rob's Automotive and Collision, Penn Community Bank, Team Toyota, the Trentonian, Jammer Doors, Pennsbury Girls Basketball Parent Club, Di Lorenzo Pizza, the Peruzzi Auto Group, and the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. For Nick Gallagher and Tyler Hoover, I'm Rob Gilmore. We thank you for joining us for high school basketball here on the WBCB Sports Network.